What if I told you that every problem you've ever had never existed? Not as a metaphor, but as the literal truth. The mind screams in protest, yet the body relaxes. Why? Because somewhere beneath the noise, you already know. Listen now, not to me, but to the silence between these words. Here, we acknowledge the distinction between what is and what appears to be, and in doing so, we cease to accept our imagination as reality. All that is required is to let go of one's own mistaken beliefs. Words are not facts, they are merely ideas about facts. What Wuxin points to is direct contact with reality itself, without allowing your belief system to interfere. So do not interrupt. Look at the situation differently, and in this way, we may perceive what truly matters. It is irrelevant whether you agree or disagree with what is being said. Truth does not demand your agreement, only your recognition. You are timeless, infinitely present, here and now. It may seem like an achievement, but it is not. You gain nothing, you only lose. There is nothing to learn, yet there is much to unlearn. It takes immense patience to understand and discern this. It is a long process of unlearning until, in an instant, discernment appears. And when it does, it is beyond words. These instructions will not take you anywhere. They only lead you back to the place you never left. In summary, the teaching addresses three key aspects. First, on the phenomenal level, when one stops resisting what is and aligns with it, a state of clarity is attained. Second, as clear seeing deepens, the understanding arises that no one is doing anything. There is only one, acting through the many and varied phenomena that serve as its instruments. Third, the seemingly separate I is a misunderstanding created by the mind, which divides everything into a subject, I, and an object, the world outside this I. This apparent duality, this sense of being separate and apart, is the root cause of unhappiness. In contemplating the source of all, the natural state that exists prior to any manifestation, the individual, the I, is finally seen as just another object. The return to oneness is nothing more than the end of this division. Every man is born twice, first from the mother's womb, then from the notion of I. And so the problem begins. Parents, teachers, and society have all contributed to this trance called I. To be clear, challenge and investigate your reality. Direct knowing is available here and now. Let me light a great fire and feed it with all your concepts, judgments, and ideas. Once the fire consumes them, the world will be seen as perfect. Here is the absolute simplicity of the matter. In the absence of identification with anything, who are you? There is a central concept upon which everything else is built. The I, the notion of a separate identity standing apart from the world. Only when this is seen as false can what is true shine forth. The arrival of clarity is the loss of what was never truly yours. The final step on the spiritual journey is to lose yourself. Trust that what brought you here will also take you there. All that exists is consciousness. Consciousness is all that exists. In the absence of consciousness, what remains? All manifestations arise and disappear within consciousness. Consciousness is the precondition for all perception. Everything perceived is perceived by consciousness as an object of consciousness, including the perceiver. Understand this, and then go tend to your carrots. Thinking creates more problems than it solves. Struggling with the mind only strengthens it. Seeing through the mind, what lies before it, strips it of all power. The mind's flow is continuous. Wishing to stop it is like trying to bury your own shadow. The aim, therefore, is not to stop thoughts, but to stop identifying with them. Thoughts intrude like unwelcome guests at a party. Ignored and unfed, they depart. Trying to understand oneness is as futile as trying to drink with your ears. Using the mind to grasp ultimate understanding is like hiring a thief to guard your house from other thieves. You do not know what is good. You only know what is good for you. And even that is relative. What is good for you may be bad for me. What is good today may be bad tomorrow. Would it not be better to leave judgment to fools? The strategy of seeking advantage in life is the source of sorrow. You are not the main character in this play. You are one of many. Each has a role to play. No actor can change their role on stage according to preference. Why perpetuate an illusion by seeking control? I laugh when I hear you speak of your plans. Anything that can be gained can also be lost. Only the eternal lasts forever. This realization is the first step toward the unity that is, always was, and always will be. What must the orange tree do for the oranges to grow? What must the sky do to be blue? What is natural requires no study or practice. Does one study how to sleep? To attain what is natural, simply remove what is unnatural. The fruit contains the seed that contains the fruit. Just by sitting, without aim, without schedule, without form, without intention, the seed unfolds into the fruit. Just by sitting. Men are so fascinated by the tree that they forget the seed, the origin of the tree. To believe you are what comes and goes is great folly. To believe the transient can lead to the permanent is to invite disappointment. What comes and goes is mere appearance. That which perceives all coming and going is the only substance. Drinking this elixir, life is recognized as eternal. The way out is the way back. Turn attention to where infinity arose. Look deeply within and try to find yourself. The failure that follows is the true discovery. How can light find darkness? Darkness is merely the absence of light. How can one find their own origin? The origin is revealed only in your absence. The shadow cannot exist without substance, but the shadow is not the substance. How can the world exist for you if you are not there to perceive it? The creation of distinctions arises from the cycle of pleasure and pain. When all is accepted with equanimity, stillness is established. All conflicts between friends, lovers, families, nations begin as inner conflict. To free yourself from conflict is to free the world from conflict. The past is only memory. The future is only hope. All that exists is this moment. Only this moment is eternal and real. Everything else is the mind. Why complain of darkness when unlit candles sit beside you? It is simple. Know what you are not. See all that you are not. What remains is what has always been. Many methods make you more comfortable, but that is all. One who is comfortable in their prison cannot be freed. Nothing removes them because they are the prison. When sandals are comfortable, sit barefoot. When the robe is comfortable, sit naked. All discomfort is a call for attention. Attend to what you are, not to what you appear to be. This is the key that opens the door. My method has no method. You need only stop. Stop clinging. Stop planning. Stop praying. Stop seeking. Stop analyzing. Stop all strategies. And finally, stop giving your thoughts the power to define you. There is nothing to do. There is no one to do it. Clear seeing is an impersonal event that occurs in the absence of the one who intends to see clearly. In fact, the one who intends to see clearly is the greatest obstacle to clear seeing. No one is humble. There is only humility. No one is compassionate. There is only compassion. Remove the one, and this is revealed. If you knew this was all a dream, Would anything else matter? Every second, you have the chance to detach from the enchantment of your life story and enter the realm of complete peace. What are you waiting for? Debating feeds the mind. Starve it until it dies of hunger. Who dies when the body dies? What dies when the body dies? All individuals die. Only those who are no longer individuals live eternally. Attaining immortality is easy. Simply set aside ownership of body and mind, remaining rooted in what existed before your appearance. All that is needed is to stop seeing yourself in the world and start seeing the world in yourself. To go deeper is the only way out. There is nowhere to go. All that exists is here. When there are no more goals, the goal is reached. To attain understanding, focus less on what is and more on what is not. When all clouds vanish, the sun is revealed in full splendor. Take everything away until only you remain. Then take yourself away, and the abode of happiness will be revealed. The key to happiness is simply letting go of what is non-essential. Stillness, dreaming, waking. This is the great wheel. When the knower of these three is known, the great gate opens. Any awakening to truth is intuitive and spontaneous. There is nothing to do. It is the nature of fire to burn. It is the nature of the moth to fly toward the light. When the moth is destroyed by the flame, can it be blamed? The world is just an interplay of opposites, one and many, full and empty, coming and going. This flow continues. The one unaffected by the flow is the one who has accepted it. How different the world is when the identified individual is absent. Once the function of perceiving is clearly understood, the notion of inside and outside disappears. But how do you describe color to a man born blind? Why so many words? Let stillness speak, and all questions are answered. Ideas distort experience. One who is empty of ideas experiences life in its fullness. The ignorant one ignores the essential. To know heaven, earth, and all things but not know yourself is the highest ignorance. Awaken from this trance or remain buried alive. To accept that snow is white, crows are black, summers are hot, and winters are cold is the heart of understanding all that is. It is not the extraordinary that needs attention, but the ordinary. Thoughts come, the kettle whistles. The response is the same for both. Naming builds a fence between the named and the namer. All life becomes pure when mental commentary is removed. Then, a cup of tea becomes a sacred moment. A dog does not know it is a dog. It simply knows it is. If only man could be so fortunate. It is easy to lose oneself in imagination, harder to root oneself in what is. The beauty of music is felt, not analyzed. Hold a single note a second too long, and the melody is lost. True life is what happens when no one is trying to steer it. All art is created in the absence of the artist. The end of suffering occurs in the absence of anyone who suffers. You are the only obstacle. The path beyond you is through you. What can exist without you? Answer this, and all other questions are resolved. Just as skin is the physiological boundary, thought is the intellectual boundary. To go beyond these boundaries is the gate to vastness beyond comprehension. All problems are created by the mind and related to the body. In the absence of both, where are the problems? The fool denies the existence of what he cannot imagine. The wise deny the existence of what they imagine. To see usefulness in everything is knowledge. To see uselessness in everything is wisdom. The secrets to living are these. First, the past cannot be improved. Acknowledge what was and move on. Second, the future cannot be shaped. So why bother? Third, nothing can be controlled. Not the past, not the future, not the present. Accept this moment as it is. By honoring these three, one lives without shackles. Under a rock, there is always darkness. no matter how brightly the sun shines. To see rightly is simply to step out from under the rock of personal identification. Wholeness is simply the perception that there are no parts. The end of illusion is the end of I. You cannot exist without illusion, for being you is the illusion itself. Real contact is made when there is no person, no personality, no individual to know. Beyond known lies is the realm of endless discovery. For perception to flourish, it is not what you do that matters, it is what you stop doing. To emerge from vast nothingness into a small something is the height of madness. To live spontaneously leaves no time for thinking. This is real living, true stillness. Stillness without someone trying to be still is the solvent in which all conditioning dissolves. What remains is neutrality, an acceptance of what is. Problems no longer appear when the problem maker is no longer part of the process. This means the solution to all problems is the removal of the problem maker. Abandon all you have acquired and return to the state before the first acquisition. Who are you? In the thoughtless instant, there is the clear revelation that nothing is wrong. The return of thought announces the return of problems. To recognize illusions as illusions is the way out of illusion. The only thing harder than finding a grain of rice in a haystack is searching the wrong haystack. Where are you looking for what you seek? If you search outside, you search in the wrong place. The individual desires liberation. But liberation from what? Liberation from the pain of being an individual. Do you see now why I laugh so much? What is, always was, always will be. Nothing needs to be done. Nowhere needs to be gone. Nothing needs to be attained. Clarity is not about adding. It is about removing. Give up little, gain little. Give up much, gain much. Give up all, gain all. Life pulses. Everything happens. But there is no one to whom it happens. In silence, an inner eye opens and sees the foundation upholding all appearances. All experience is transient, but the ground of experience is unmoving and permanent. This is diving deep into the root of being. In undisturbed silence, this fundamental lucidity makes itself known. Those who have understood know this. Lan Shi sought wisdom. His first master taught, "You are the screen on which all appears and disappears." Lan Shi was unsatisfied. His second master said the same. Still unsatisfied, his third master said, "First, serve me for 10 years, then I will teach you." For 10 years, Lan Shi served, cleaning manure, sweeping, cooking, washing. At the end, he said, "I have fulfilled my duty. Teach me now." The master replied, "Very well, you are the screen on which all appears and disappears. Over time, your I changes and vanishes." Ask yourself, how many identities have you had in this life? Where are they now? How long will this current identity last? Where does it go when it ends? Beneath all is the support, water for the boat, sky for the cloud. What is known is upheld by the unknown, which is upheld by the unknowable. To ignore this is the madness of men. That which has never changed, which will never change, is the fertile ground to explore. What is permanent within transience? Finding this, the search ends. The seeker ends. All that can be gained can be lost. What cannot be gained is what is already present, here and now. Realign with this, and nothing more. You need not analyze darkness to dispel it. Just light the lamp of clarity, and all darkness ends. All things appear as they are to those not blinded by self-interest. Rain falls, grass grows, the crow caws. Where is the effort in this? The desire to reach somewhere, a destination for a self bound by time, prevents the recognition that all that exists is in this singular moment, exactly here, exactly now. The world is known through the mind, but the sustenance of the world cannot be known through the mind, for it precedes the mind. When clarity is present, there are never problems. When clarity is absent, there are always problems. Once understanding is complete, there is nothing to do but observe. With no one here and no one there, all is as it should be. But speaking of food does not satisfy hunger. These words only point to the restaurant. The solution to all problems is to see who has them, and the only one who can tear down the wall is the one who built it. Every day, become at least a gram lighter. What makes a man wise? Nothing but perceiving the unity that appears as many. To see through appearance is everything. The search ends when the fish understands the futility of seeking the ocean. The water is no wetter here than there. There is no need to go there for what is also here. Those who chase two rabbits catch none. The observer spends a lifetime in conflict with the observed. This is resolved when both dissolve into observation. Man's primary function is to create unhappiness for others. This ceases when it is understood there are no others. All suffering is personal. In the absence of the person, where can suffering land? Peace is present in all moments. Remove the shroud of thought, and where can peace not be found? Stop talking and thinking, then nothing remains unknown. Beliefs can be built like fortress walls. Unless the wall is torn down, the other side cannot be reached. Chasing appearances ignores their source. The entrance to the unknown is narrow. Only those who abandon all acquired knowledge may enter. Silence is not the absence of sound, it is the absence of I. Understanding is the end of questioning. The one who understands grows quiet. My words are unimportant. Attend completely to silence. Perception of what is can only be reached by removing obstacles. I cannot describe what is, only what is not. The elimination of what is not. This is the great unlearning. Add not a single concept. Empty yourself. Only when you are empty, even of emptiness, can fullness manifest. This heavy garment, this personal identity that seems to protect you, is merely a second skin, a step separating you from the infinite. Remove it and go beyond all need for protection. There is no need to go beyond the mind. See through it. That is enough. When true emptiness is met face to face, all is lost. What more can one achieve when there is no achiever? When the notion of individual dissolves like ice in water, it is seen that nothing is external. All is contained within the unified. Then arises freedom. Freedom from this and that, from yes and no. Freedom to be what always was before being someone. Clarity cannot be rushed. It is already here. Only the veils, the mists of thought, obscure it. Eternity is available in every instant. Reality is always now. Step back from your concerns, and eternity presents itself. All that rises, falls. Origin and end meet at a single point. The wise call this home. The wise do not have all answers. The wise have no more questions. All moves upon the surface of stillness. To trust that what brought you here will take you there is the end of all effort. When you were in the womb, nature cared for you. You did nothing. Why think it is different now? Reject thinking. Reject non-thinking. This is the natural state where the particular becomes universal. What has always been is like a seamless ball. Its beginning is nowhere and everywhere. Its end is everywhere and nowhere. Do you see this cannot be shown? The dream lasts as long as the dreamer. The end of one is the end of the other. The greatest crime is neglecting who you truly are to believe the story of who you think you are. This preoccupation with personal drama is the cloud covering the sun. In unity, All constitutes being. There is no seer, no sight. This is what cannot be known, for there is no other to know it. This is what can only be found where there is neither presence nor absence. Within you lies great potential. Kindle your inner fire. The stronger the fire, the faster your water boils. If given the choice between 1,000 gold coins or complete understanding, take the coins and enjoy them, for there is no one to enjoy absolute understanding. You are as incomprehensible as space. Recognize that it is possible to directly experience this presence in every moment, here and now. To be present and aware is not a state. It is the foundation from which all things arise. Seek it and you will find what you never lost. You are this.